Hey trainers, after 9 months of a pretty same-ish meta, a huge sleuth of new move updates is here to reinvigorate Go Battle League's meta. We finally have some new buffs, nerfs, brand new moves, and move additions to existing Pokemon. And there's even some buffs that'll benefit raid Pokemon too, so let's not waste any more time and break down Season 12. Welcome back trainers. Throughout the interlude season and season 11 of the Go Battle League, we didn't see any move updates on Pokemon in attempt to preserve the meta for the World Championships this past spring and summer. But with those out of the way, season 12 is bringing big updates, so let's break things down so you know which Pokemon are good now. Starting off, let's discuss the two brand new moves, Double Kick and Fairy Wind. These two have been long anticipated with both being data mined quite a while ago, but now they're here. Starting with Fairy Wind, the move will be a Mud Shot clone, dealing only a little damage but generating a whopping 9 energy per attack, which is great. This will give various Pokemon a Fairy Fast move that actually generates good energy, unlike Charm. The Pokemon on the screen will all receive this move, but we'll talk about how they're affected soon. Moving on to Double Kick though, this will prove to be the first truly great fighting move outside of Counter. It averages the same amount of energy as moves like Vine Whip, Powder Snow, and Karate Chop, but it does additional damage, making this move the superior one, and overall, a fantastic one. The following Pokemon will receive this move, but we'll talk about how they're improved soon as well. Next up though, let's talk about some buffs and nerfs to existing moves. One of the heavy hitters throughout 2022 has been Registeel, who's found itself in a largely dominant role with the addition of Zap Cannon as an exclusive move. Zap Cannon now no longer has a guaranteed attack debuff, so it'll be less oppressive on Registeel. Some others will feel the weight of this nerf too, but personally, I think it's for the greater good of nerfing Registeel. It'll still be a great Pokemon, but just not as broken. Another nerf comes with Icicle Spear, Walreign's Community Day move. It now costs more energy, making Walrein a smidge less spammy, but it's not too bad. Walrein will absolutely still be great, but it just won't be getting the Icicle Spears every 5, then 4 Powder Snows each time. Moving on, we've got another Community Day move nerf in the form of the fast move, Rollout. This would nerf Alolan Golem, but as we said in our analysis on it, it prefers Volt Switch anyway. This move having less energy gain will prevent its new users, Dunsparce and Miltank, from being too good, but they'll still be great, which we'll talk about later. Next up comes a part buff and part nerf. Ancient Power, Silver Wind, and Ominous Wind will all only have a 1-stage buff to attack and defense instead of 2 stages. However, Ancient Power and Silver Wind will have their power brought up to 60, making this a buff overall. Ominous Wind isn't so lucky though, and won't be receiving the same damage boost, so for this move it'll ultimately feel like a nerf. Pokemon like Togekiss, Giratina Altered, Ladybug, and more will likely appreciate the added power of Ancient Power and Silver Wind, while Giratina Origin will definitely be worse with Ominous Wind's nerf. We also got some mediocre moves buffed. Up first is Quick Attack, which will now generate additional energy, making it a clone of moves like Vine Whip and Powder Snow. This will make several Pokemon more viable, including Meloetta and Alolan Raticate, but perhaps an even more exciting buff is to Tackle, the previously awful fast move. But now, Tackle operates the same as the fast move Lick, a pretty mid-tier move. But this now mid-tier Tackle will indeed be enough to make Xerneas viable in the Master League, and just in time. With Yveltal coming back to raids in its shiny form at the end of September, I'd like to think Xerneas will follow it at the beginning of October, so it'll finally be good for something. But now, let's talk about the myriad of move additions that will bring welcome buffs to many previously underwhelming Pokemon. Nidorino and Nidorina received strong coverage moves in Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. While Nidorino lacks a truly great bait move, it'll still be able to use Poison Sting alongside Sludge Bomb and the new Ice Beam for interesting coverage. But even more interesting though is Nidorina, who can now function similar to Nidoqueen with Poison Jab and Poison Fang, but with Thunderbolt instead of Earth Power. It'll be a unique option for sure, especially in limited formats. Next up, we move to the brand new fighting fast move, Double Kick, which will be given to Nidoking, Hitmonlee, Girafarig, Lopunny, Incineroar, and Dubwool. I don't really see Nidoking or Hitmonlee seeing much success beyond limited formats with this move, but Girafarig, Incineroar, and especially Lopunny and Dubwool will see major buffs with this move. It's also worth noting that Mega Lopunny can replace Low Kick with Double Kick to be an even better fighting attacker, now even surpassing both Machamp and Conkeldurr. And 3 surprise move additions that went completely unannounced. All 3 Swords of Justice will also receive Double Kick. This will be a huge help to each, with Cobalion and Virizion being great new Ultra League picks and are even viable in the Master League too. And with Double Kick and Sacred Sword, Terrakion shoots to the top of the fighting attacker charts, with it being the new overall best fighting type by a long shot for rating. It's even better than Shadow Machamp. Moving on though, Arcanine, Espeon, Steelix, and Swoobat will all receive Psychic Fangs. This move debuffs the opponent's defense by 1 stage, making it an excellent bait move. Arcanine, Espeon, and Swoobat will all see little or niche use with this move, though it's still appreciated. But Steelix and Girafarig will now have a great bait move to pair with their bulk and great typings. And Girafarig will of course pair this new charged move with its other new addition, Double Kick. One long overdue buff was to Tentacruel, a poison and water type who lacked a good second move to be good. Scald will absolutely help it out, giving it a decent secondary move with a 30% debuff chance. It'll absolutely see viability from now on. And speaking of long awaited, Fairy Wind. This high energy fairy fast move will see use on Galarian Rapidash, Galarian Weezing, Jumpluff, Mawile, Florges, and Slurpuff. All of them will very much appreciate this move, but I think the big highlights are Galarian Weezing, Jumpluff, and Florges. Florges will get to its strong charged moves even quicker, making it a big threat in the Master League. Galarian Weezing will finally have a viable fast move, allowing this unique type Pokemon to make a good splash in both the Great and Ultra Leagues. And Jumpluff is someone who I talked about in the previous Calm Day analysis, and there, I said it just needed a cheaper charged move like Seed Bomb to be successful. Well, instead, it's getting the higher energy generating Fairy Wind, so it'll still see a solid jump up. I think this grass flying type will finally be relevant with this move. These next few let's go more rapid fire though. Haunter will receive Ice Punch, giving it great coverage against ground types. Cantonian Marowak receives Rock Slide, but without a better fast move like Mud Shot, it won't make a huge difference for it. Dragonair can now reclaim its Great League Dragon viability with Body Slam. It'll also be even better in future Kanto Cups. Dragonite finally gets its 2020 Voting Calm Day move as a permanent addition. With Superpower, Dragonite will be far better against steel types like Dialga and Melmetal, letting it stand out once again in Master League and even a bit more in the Ultra League. Ladian will now learn Dynamic Punch, which will offer it great coverage, and with the damage buff to Silverwind, this bug will see more use. But a better fast move like Counter or a buff to one of its current 2 fast moves would be needed to make it fully viable. The water and electric type Lantern will finally get a good cheap charged move in the form of Surf, catapulting it into a full meta threat. And now for something big, Dunsparce and Miltank will receive Rollout. Yeah, that's right, both have great bulk for PvP and some awesome charged moves. The slight nerf to Rollout will hurt, but maybe it's for the best, as both may have been a bit overpowered with the previous version of Rollout and everything else going for them, but both are finally viable. Taking away Perfecting Pokemon entry I was working on, Camerupt now gets Incinerate. This will let it charge its attacks much faster, making it almost like a ground-type Talonflame. It'll see use in limited formats for sure. Next up, both Golisopod and Runerigus will get Shadow Claw. Runerigus will become a full meta threat with great bulk and a unique typing, so it's great to see it become viable like Cofagrigus did last year. Golisopod on the other hand, still lacks good charged moves, but still, it'll be ready for a potential Calm Day where it gets a hopefully new and good charged move. And finally, our first Ultra Beast that we saw in the season of Go, Nihilego. This beast will receive Poison Jab, the much superior Poison Fast move over Acid. Not only will this make Nihilego Master League's first viable Poison type, threatening Zacian and the newly buffed Xerneas, but Poison Jab will give Nihilego a bump up in the rating department, making it an even better Poison attacker. And that just about wraps up our move updates for this season. A lot of new faces will see the light, and I couldn't be more excited. And we'll also be receiving a myriad of new Go Battle League Cups, including the Ultra League's first limited formats in the form of Halloween Cup Ultra League Edition and Weather Cup. So you can bet we'll be analyzing the best Pokemon for those, along with all the other new cups. But if you liked this Season 12 video, Be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future PvP prep guides and analyses. Down in the comments below though, let me know which of these changes you're most excited about. For me, it's gotta be double kick on Lopunny. Back in the spring, I made a video on how to perfect Lopunny and its Mega, so I'm happy to see it finally living up to its potential, but let me know your thoughts as well. Until next time though, I hope you all have a great day, and I wish you all the best of luck in Season 12. Take care.